Hello everyone, my name is Bill Bross and I'm a developer here at Veith Consulting. Today's video is going to cover the blog module. Now you'll see here that I'm at the main menu for the admins, and to get to the blog module we're going to click on Website at Management and then down to Blogs right here on the right. Now this page is going to take us to a page where we can manage and look at all of the blogs we've currently set up. We can also create new blogs from this page here as well. First things first, this top section here, this is only visible to Veith employees, but it does bring up a good point. If you have not set up your blog, if you're trying to set up a blog for the very first time on your website, please contact tech support. There's just a small change that we have to make in order to enable it for you. And then after that, it will work just fine without us doing anything. So anyway, you'll see from this page here, we've already got a couple of different blogs set up. There's no limit to the amount of blogs that you can set up, and you can have as many posts within each blog as you want, so you can really separate these out. You can also give different permissions. We'll see that here right on this button. You can give different permissions on who is allowed to post to what blog and what permissions they do have. So if people can create new blogs or if they can just create posts on specific blogs, you can set those up here. We also have specific permissions within each blog where you can decide who is allowed to post and who's not. The other button we have here on the right is Deploy Blog. What this does is when you've made changes, when you've either created a new blog or added a new post or anything like that, you'll need to deploy it to your website. So all you'd have to do is click this button and it will deploy everything, all the newest changes to your website. It's important to remember no changes will be live on your website until you deploy the blog. Finally, over here we've got the Create New Blog button, and then we can also edit blogs here down on the bottom. So they both go to the same exact screen, but we'll go into that in a minute on the options you have there. Per blog down on here, you have different options. You can either edit it, and that's going to edit the overall settings. So if you want to edit like the title or the description or the permissions, you can do that from here. You can also delete your blog. So if you want to just get rid of one, you can delete it here completely. This icon here, you can look directly at the blog posts. So if you've already got your blog set up, you don't want to mess with any of the configuration, you just want to go directly to the posts, you can click right there. And then this final one here is for categories. So if you have any categories set up within the blog, you can get to them directly from here. And we'll go into the categories a little bit later and sort of how they work and what they do. Finally, here at the very bottom, you have a little message here. Again, this is if you're using the blog for the first time, or if you make any changes, remember to click Deploy Blog so that they go out. And then finally down here, it gives you the link, and this will be the link that your blog is located at on your website. So this will change for everyone based on their website, but this is where you can find that at. All right, so first thing here, I'd like to look at editing or adding a new blog. And like I said, we can either create a brand new one here, or we can just edit a current one. So we'll just click Edit here, and this goes to the same exact screen. And from here, we're able to edit some of the base settings of the blog. So basically the overall configuration settings for each blog here. So first here we have the title. This is just what's going to show up when people look at it in the list, or at the very top of the blog, we're going to have the title here. Who can post to this blog? This is how you can decide who has posting privileges overall. So you can either say only admins can do this, which is pretty much everything here is just this default to admin only, or you can say selected members, and you'll be able to pick different members on the next page, or you can say all members, so we can just have anybody who's a member can post to the blog. You can also enable or disable comments. So if you want people to be able to leave comments here, you can click it to enabled. If not, you can make it disabled. And if you do have comments enabled, you have additional options on who exactly can comment. So we can either, again, have admins only comment. We can select the members that we want to comment, just pick certain people. We can have it so all members can comment, but they must be a member. Or we can have it so everyone, including public submission, can leave comments on the blog posts. Next, we have enable or disable categories. Categories, and we can set these up on the next page here, these allow you to sort of arrange your posts within a particular blog. So if you have a blog about something and you have multiple categories of things within it, you can set up these categories and then tag blog posts with them. So that way, if people only want to view a certain category of blog posts, they can see those. And it will also help you divide them up, so you can just separate them into different areas if you need to. And then finally down here we have description and keywords. These ones don't show up anywhere in the blog, but they help search engines index the blog posts. So if you want Google or Bing or anything like that to be able to go through and glean additional information about what this blog is and help index it, that's where it's going to get those. So it really does help to be specific here if you're looking to get a good search rating. And then finally, once we're done, we can click Save and Continue. And that's either if we've created a new one, it's going to create the new blog for you, or in this case, with an existing one, it's going to update any settings that I've changed. Now you'll see here the next page that it's taking me to is the category page. So this is the page where I can set up those categories, like I said. Now you'll see here we've got one that's set up already. We can create as many of these new ones as we want by clicking New Category. And this page is very simple. I think the only thing you can add here is a title. But that's basically, they work just as tags. So you can tag different blog posts with different categories and then sort through them, or people can sort through them that way. Yeah, here. So we just have a name. So all you have to do is leave the name there and save and continue, and it will add that category to the menu here. Once we go back here, within each category, again here on the right, you can either edit it, and that will just change the name for you if you want, or you can just remove it entirely if you're done with it. The next thing up here is this Manage Posts. So once you're done with categories and you've got all those set up, Manage Posts is probably the place you'll be at the most. And like I said, you can access that either from here by going through the process, or from that main menu where you're looking at the list of blogs. You can click on the View Blog Posts button to get there. And that's probably the easiest way to get there every time. Now this page here is going to list in a sortable table here all of the different blog posts that we've made on this particular blog. You'll see at the top here we can create a new one just by clicking that button, and we can also get back to the Manage Categories page by clicking on this button over here. Each blog right here, or I'm sorry, each post, it's going to have the date and time that it was posted at here. It's going to have the title that you gave it, and then we're going to have some different functions here. So we can either edit it and make changes to it. We can delete it if we want to remove it entirely. Or here we can view any and approve any comments that were left. Comments that get left on the blog, here, we'll just go here real quick and just take a look at these. So any comments that are left will show up right here. This one has already been approved, but if it's not been approved yet, if someone just posts something on there, it will be in a pending status until an admin or someone with the correct permissions comes along here and clicks a approve button. So nobody's going to leave any comments on your website without you approving them first. And then after they've been approved, you do have the option to delete it if you still want to. So if you decide later on you want to remove it, that's totally fine. So that's how to manage any comments there. Back on this other page here, we're going to edit a blog post here just because it looks the same as adding a new one, and we can go through and see how things look. All right, so on this page, again, we have several options for the post. We can give it a title, and this is going to be how it shows up in the list when you're looking at the blog. You can post the date and time that you're posting it here, and if you just leave it blank, it will just make it current and pop in the current date and time of when you posted it. Or if you want to, you can schedule it for in the future. So if you didn't want this to post for a few days, you could schedule it for that day and time in the future, and it wouldn't show up on the blog until that time happened. Here's the main comment div, or the main comment field, I mean. This is going to be on, when you're looking at the blog itself and scrolling through the posts, this is what you'll see on that page. And then if you want to leave something, if you want to have like a read more button and have a whole lot of content after that, you can use this extended content down here. So this is sort of like, better think of this as like more of like a short teaser that you can do, and then this will be the really long text if you want to add a whole bunch of information. And this just makes the page shorter so people don't have to scroll forever to see each different post. You'll also see within these use our editors, so you can change the font color, the size, you can use all sorts of details and formats on the font, you can add images, videos, all sorts of things here. And we do have different training videos on how to use this editor, so if you're curious about that, just check our training channel. And then finally down here at the bottom, we have the categories. So all you have to do is click here. We'll remove this one here. All you have to do is just click on this box here, and then you can select from any categories that you've set up and add them to the list here. So this is how you can sort of tag the post with the different categories that you want to have on there. And then all you have to do is save and continue, and it will save your post here. Now, it's important to remember that even after saving the post, and I've done it here, I still need to go back to my main blog page from the icon up, or the link up here, and I need to click on Deploy Blog. That's going to take all the changes that I've made and roll those and push those out to my main website. And the reason that we do that is because it's easier for the search engines to index things when they're on your actual website, as opposed to if they were contained on our servers. And again, now that we've looked at those, just look at a few more things here. to edit the blogs and get to some of the quick pages here. You saw here we can edit and just go straight directly into the process and edit the overall settings. We can delete from here, and then this post right, or this icon here will take us directly to that blog post page that we looked at, and then this one over here will take us directly to the blog categories page. So those are just quick ways to get into different areas of your blog here. And then the last thing I want to look at here is the permissions that you can set up for the overall blog, and that's this button right here. So clicking this right here will give us a list of who currently has permissions here and what they have permissions to. So for example, if I click to add a new one, the first thing I need to do is add a member. I don't have myself here, so we'll just add a fake member. And once we've selected the member here, we can decide what they are allowed to do. So we can either give them all blog permissions. So this would essentially treat them like an admin. They can come in and do any of the things that we've looked at here. Or we can give them just permission to create a new blog. And if they are the creator, so if we give someone permission to create a new blog and then they do create one, they then automatically have admin rights over that blog. So if you said to a person, you gave them this right to create a new one, they could do that and then manage their own blog from there. It would automatically add that permission for them. And then finally here, you can give permissions just to manage a single particular blog. So here are the two different blogs that we have set up here. So if I had someone and I just wanted to make them an admin over this blog here, that's how I would do that. And then I would just save the permissions. And then when that person logged in, they would have a link on their member menu to come in and then manage any of the blogs that they were assigned to. All right, I think that about does it for all the functions of the blog. I hope it was helpful. And again, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to submit a ticket to our help desk at service@veithconsulting.com. Thank you and have a great day.